The level 100 is a pretty decent target, and you can do it for instant map repair if you have the right build, crew, and path. I'm going to show you all of these things here. Hey everyone, Derpy here, and welcome back to another Battle Pirates video. Before we actually jump into the target, I do want to mention that my build is available in the builds document I have, which is linked in the description of all of my videos, which you can copy and paste the hash code into the share function from. With that said, let's go ahead and jump into the target. I am going to use a Sea Serpent's crew just because that is helpful for evade, and evade is really important on your flagship given the higher armor points and how the King Killer mechanic works. I may explain that a little bit more detail in a different video, but essentially your flagship has more base armor, so the accuracy-based King Killer things target it much more often, and since it has more evade, they miss much more often, which is good for you because you take less damage. The first thing you want to do in the target is to move towards the minimum range of these two dumbfire weapons and get inside there and shoot at all three of these things. I'm going to move a little bit further than I need to and then circle about a bit and come back just to make sure I'm out of range of the second turret cluster that pops up here because I really don't want to be hit by those. The second thing that you get to do is engage the short range weapon right here and then immediately move off to the left as far as possible. This will ensure that you are in the dead zone of the turret I'm hovering over right now, the scattergun launcher type thing, and also stay moving so that you are out of range of this guy right here, because the dumbfire here does hurt a little bit if you are hit by that one, so you want to see if you can be out of that if at all possible. So let's go ahead and move all the way off to the left and get not hit by any of that stuff if we can avoid it. Now that that is down and we have triggered the fuel silo, which exploded some things, let's go ahead and use our Pierce to hit the first few things right here. That will kill those two short-range turrets. It's no big deal, but at least they're down, which does make life just a little bit easier. Now inside the minimum range of the dumbfire 1 and hit that and use the Pierce to go ahead and engage the flamethrower turret right here, which should avoid too much damage by that. Go ahead and move inside now and try and kill that one, and into the minimum range of both of these two right here. Make sure you're not heading up too far forward, because the next thing you need to do is wait for these three turrets to pop up, one of which has pretty long range, and then you're going to at least wait till this guy fires again, and jump into the minimum range of these two, but outside the short range one right here, and that target should go down relatively easily. Again, this is a little bit tricky here, especially grabbing that flamethrower right there. The last thing you have to do is click the very center right here and get the dumbfire weapon, the scattergun launcher weapon, inside the minimum range of all of those guys, and you're not in the firing arcs of these other two, which means that you'll have completed the target for instant map repair, at least if you have decent evade and or got lucky with a few of the things that I showed you here. You don't always get it on the first try, but the times that you don't, it is generally instant base repair, if not instant map repair. Let's go ahead and take a look at the damage, the battle report, and the build. Looking at it briefly here, although this is the actually only time I've ever seen only radioactive damage, which means that none of the ballistic stuff from the dumbfire weapons, etc. hurt me, which is really nice. So really low damage, a lot of radioactive, which hey, works out fine for me. And this damage is 100% only on the flagship with 2 minutes and 52 seconds of repair. The build is shown here. I'm actually missing a CIC in a few of these different things. I do have 4 ships at U3. I was able to get this again because I didn't build 5 ships. I don't have any at X1 this time, which I usually use some tokens for, but I don't quite have that yet. Anyway, flagship has a bunch of evade. If I hover over this here, the evade stat you can see in the center there is 91.6% before I add on the crew and or alliance bonuses, and the rest are just normal damage ships. Some have the regular weapons and are missing CICs, but I'm working to get all of them looking like this last one here. Let me know if this was helpful, give it a try, and let me know what damage you were able to get. You might have to watch it back once or twice to go ahead and see the path a little bit more clearly. I want to say thank you to all those folks whose names appear on the end screen now. They're the ones helping keep the channel running and videos like this possible. With that said, and until next time, this is Derpy signing out, helping you be a better pirate.